I never said it was about violence for women. You just put those words in my mouth.
I didn't put any words in
the hell you did.
Well, you know all those nice conversations I've been having lately? This ain't one of them. Oh no. Alright, this guy and his son were off to the side for about, as I was setting up, for at least a half hour, talking to themselves, amongst themselves. And then he finally approached me and asked me about the question of the day, which he had a question about. The question was, just what are they impeaching Trump for? And it seemed to be starting out honest enough, but it went downhill real quickly as he started just by critiquing my question in itself. And then it started getting into the virtue signaling, just started pouring out. And I'm sorry, but I am not going to be lectured by the social justice warrior hypocrites, these new Puritans. So I quickly lost patience with this son of a bitch. And his poor son is going to make someone a nice wife one day. And I wish I would have asked what this guy did for a living. I neglected to do that. Usually helps me get a read on him, but it would have been interesting to find out. That was my bet. So anyway, if you like it, you like it. If you can, you share. If you can contribute. Still haven't got a shop up yet, so Badass Uncle Sam 76 at gmail.com for a PayPal if you want to give throw something to the kitty, and subscribestar.com. Badass Uncle Sam. Pick yourself a tier. Okay, I'll see you on the flip side.
And we were just kind of talking about how we would answer that question.
Yeah.
And first of all, obviously he's not impeached yet, right? So the question might need a little modification, right? I mean, there's just an inquiry, right?
Yeah.
So I was just curious, I have a question for you. To start an inquiry, what does that need to happen in this instance?
Well, in this instance, it doesn't seem like anything except for this. 2 months before this alleged whistleblower, which is a CIA agent embedded in the White House, which is kind of strange to begin with. Why would the CIA agent be spying on conversations with the, seems kind of odd. We didn't elect them. 2 months before this incident, the intelligence community changed the guidelines for whistleblowers from having direct knowledge to hearsay.
Gotcha.
So it seems rather dubious. It seems like a setup that, they would go ahead and try and put this guy in there and then go, well, just tell them you heard someone said that he said.
I can understand that.
Which is, again, So the thing is, about the deep state, there is a deep state. It does exist. It does basically and has been ruling in our government for way too long. The presidents have basically been figureheads.
To a large degree, I can go along with some of that.
Yeah. We as people have been getting pushed further and further away from our own government, our own ability to govern ourselves, which is what we're supposed to be doing.
Right. The Constitution wants anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
And being that, it's our government is basically metastasizing to a shadow government, that gentleman was not supposed to get in. You judge other people a lot by their enemies. And considering that he had his own party against him, he had the intelligence agency against him, still does. and the media was against him, which is again, essentially a branch of the government now.
Right.
I would say, well, if they're pissed at him, he's got to do something right. So I think this entire thing is just political theater. And they know they can't beat him at the ballot box. So they're going to try and take him out any other way they can.
So you feel the Inspector General is doing the same, just going along with it?
Oh, I think they're almost every. Name one deep state person who's ever been held accountable. I mean, let's give up the.
But he installed the Inspector General and the.
Yeah, well, that doesn't.
And the Attorney General.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. Yeah, he also.
And when they came to him with
he
the
also
report,
installed Sessions. He also installed. I mean, in other words, he's got enemies at the gate.
Right,
They're not just at the gate; they're sitting beside him.
But I mean, didn't they find that report to be credible? I'm just saying, if the Inspector General said the report was credible,
by the guidelines that were changed. Understand, if they were using the guidelines from 2 months ago, this thing never even would have come to fruition. But the fact that they changed the guidelines quietly to go ahead and allow whistleblowers to go ahead and have hearsay,
right.
Now it becomes admissible. I said the whole thing is very dubious, but if it goes before any Senate, it's not going to pass. I mean, believe me. And even if they did impeach him, believe me, there's enough people who will vote him back in anyway.
Right. Well, I mean, that could possibly happen. Be the first impeached president to get voted back.
Yeah.
And I mean, hey, there's things that happen all the time. But I'm just curious, is because to see how that, and if it started out as a dubious thing, I can understand that mindset of saying, look, this was all ginned up out of thin air. It shouldn't have been anything. But now, because of what's happened, it is something. And so don't we need to get to the bottom of it? And believe me, look, we've been trying to get to the bottom of a lot of stupid shit for a long time. But just by saying, okay, well, they changed this and it's to the bottom of it, I'm just saying, I would have thought that if it was such a dubious thing, that it could be just gotten rid of fairly quickly, right?
Well, then we could have said the same thing about the entire Mueller report. I mean,
of course. And
we could say the same thing about a lot of things that, again, I go back to the fact that, to me, we shouldn't even have the CIA. We shouldn't have the FBI. I mean, Truman started the CIA, and before he left office, regretted it. He said it's already metastasized to something far beyond what I set it up originally to be. So then that's the problem. You know, we make these agencies, and they always grow within themselves to become more powerful than what the original thing was. So as I say, we have a deep state that's is essentially taking over our government. The fact that this man is coming in and going, this is bullshit, this is bullshit. But they have people. There was a black guy came up a couple of months ago wearing a mega hat. I said, oh, this is interesting. I said, who are you? Turns out he was Ben Carson's right-hand man, senior advisor. Gave me a 30-minute interview, and it's very candid. During the course of it, I asked him, why are things so slow? And we voted in for change. We wanted to see this swamp drain. We wanted to see some major upheavals. We wanted to see, justice. Because 85% of our government is corrupt to the core. 15% of us are holding this whole thing together. And that you can go through different agencies, but some more than others, but on average that's what we're up against. So the fact that we have these agencies, and it cracks me up now. I got like the leftists now well the CIA said, well, when I used to be a leftist. I'm back in the Berkeley days, against the war, and I was for free speech, still am. The CIA and the FBI were like persona non grata. They were the bad guys. They're the ones that started the wars and killed people, and right. Now all of a sudden, the left is championing the CIA for spying on our president. But the hypocrisy here was getting.
That's some verbiage that is debatable. I mean, at the end of the day, like you said, if you're going to say it's speculation that this whole thing is dubious, it's dubious to say that there's a CIA that's infiltrated the White House that is spying on the president. And furthermore,
that's a fact.
Well, it's not a fact. Nobody has come out and said.
No, they said it was a CIA. No, they said it was a CIA
agent. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's checks and balances to all the government, right?
But that's not their job. Their job, their original charter, and their job was to go ahead and give intelligence from foreign countries and report back to the president. That's their job, not to spy on the president.
But you're picking apart the whistleblower complaint and omitting what is alleged at this point.
And what is alleged? What would be the charge?
Well, worst case, I'm giving you foreign aid and you're going to do something for me, right?
And where did it say he said that?
Well, of course, obviously you got to connect dots. You're familiar with that, the deep state.
No, he released the transcripts, so where did it say?
Well, first of all, we need the real transcripts, right? Because all we have is a memorandum, right? So
no, he released the full transcript.
No, he released a memorandum of people remembering what the conversation was about.
We don't have the full. That's all there is. There were several.
There's a lot of people that were listening in on that call, and apparently where they put all that stuff is another.
And he didn't bother at any time to go ahead and release. And if we have and let's go to the double standard here, because if we want to get to it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying there's questions about where that transcript is and where it was put.
Well, still, he did nothing wrong. I mean, because this is the deal. Yesterday, and Biden's on video,
I understand
bragging about bribing the Ukraine government to go ahead and stop an investigation on his son, or they don't get the money.
I'm all for investigating Biden.
Then why aren't they? Why didn't they make why aren't there an investigation on him?
Why aren't they doing a lot of things? But I'm just saying, and pertaining to your question, all I'm saying is, shouldn't we know where the actual? If you got the actual verbatim conversation, because it was captured somewhere.
So what if he did? So what if he did? So what if he said, look, either you play ball with us or you don't get this, we do this. So that's
because that's completely against the oath of office of the president.
Wait, show me where that exists. We negotiate with governments all the time and say, you do this and we'll.
So now we're interpreting, that. So if you can find political dirt on my opponent.
What's this political dirt? I'm saying we do this
because if you can,
since the beginning of the government.
I understand.
If you do this for us, we do this for you.
Okay, I understand the whole notion, but being that overt about it, okay. And if you want to, start saying,
then why did? If it was so overt, right? Why did Schiff get up there and give a completely false statement of what that whole transcript was about?
Okay, what Schiff did in the parody of that?
No, why did he make it up?
He can be investigated.
Verbatim?
He can be investigated.
Why did he make it up?
He can be investigated and he can be fired as well. I'm not pro Adam Schiff.
Show me the last Democrat that's been held to the same standard.
I'm pro fact, and I want to know where the conversation was. And I'm telling you, I'm not for whether it's happened 1,000 years or 1,000,000 years, whether it keeps continuing. I'm not for our president asking to other presidents to get political information on other. I'm not okay with it. Whether
it wasn't political information, it was the fact that
I'm not okay with either one of them doing it.
If the fact that this is 400 documents, 400 pages documents that the Ukraine gave to us yesterday. It's in there that Biden was using taxpayer money to go ahead and threaten the prosecutor for the country of the Ukraine. If you don't fire that prosecutor,
you're not going to get billions.
You're not going to get these billions. So he's using taxpayer money.
I know that. Here's what I'm saying. Let's fire Biden, or he needs to drop out. Let's do away with her, and let's do away with him. Can we all agree on that?
No.
Because they all three, like you said, the deep state, let's do away with every congressman and every senator right now, and let's vote in all of them. Can we do that?
Actually, I might agree with you on that. I wouldn't mind reducing the government down to practically zero.
Well, I don't want Congress people to be a lifetime appointment.
I'm almost to the point of being a pure anarchist.
Senator.
I'd rather us be able to govern ourselves, within ourselves.
But so in that vein, all I'm trying to say is the answer to your questions, because we could get off in 100 different directions, and I'm all for it. Biden can drop out tomorrow, as far as I'm concerned, and they can start an inquiry into his actions as vice president and Obama's maybe willful negligence into whatever was going on. I'm totally fine with that, but he needs to resign too.
I don't see it.
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to hold that standard, he needs to resign too.
What I've read of the transcripts and when I see him, then I don't see him have committed any crime whatsoever.
Right. Well, I mean, and it's all an interpretation, and that's why we have this Congress that's going to hopefully get to the bottom of it. But the thing is,
Congress.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I can't go get the transcript myself, right? Or I'd march right up there right now and say, show me the transcript.
I mean, the fact that they were coming out talking about impeachment even before they saw the transcript, even with the conversation about, is another kind of weird thing.
The only thing I'll say about that is, look, nobody thought he was going to get in, okay? He was hired.
I knew
he was voted in. Well, he was voted in by the Electoral College. Obviously, everybody knows that thing. He's been trying to discredit that, whatever. The problem is, it did piss off a lot of people. And I will say, as far as his social policies, okay, he has no experience, and it shows in government about dealing with social aspects of his administration.
So when he got the Jesse Jackson Award for hiring the most minorities in business, was he being socially unacceptable then?
Well, you could also say that he was making up for years of possibly discriminating against people in New York.
Bullshit.
Right?
Would it be socially unacceptable when he sued Palm Springs for not allowing blacks and Jews into the community and won for them?
Look,
was that socially unacceptable when he did that?
Look, I don't know every case.
Was it socially unacceptable when they caught a black woman that had snuck into Trump Tower, that she was living in one of the utility rooms, that he put her up in a suite for 2 years, fed her 3 meals a day, and gave her flowers once a week until she got on her feet? Was that socially acceptable then?
Yeah, okay.
Was it socially acceptable when...
You want to take down some information and give me articles to read, I'll be more than happy to read up and to find out about all that. And I've read positive things about him, and I've read negative things. You're bringing up the positive. Some of the negatives are treating the transgender community like they're crap. Okay.
He was the first president ever to recognize the transgender LPG community.
Well, and he also was the first one that says they can't be in the military.
Which is good for me.
Well,
I don't think you should be. I don't think the military, you're supposed to be in there to worry about your damn. The military's got one job: kill people. Not worrying about whether you got a penis or not.
I understand.
And excuse me, can you take care of me?
But that is marginalizing.
We got 0.03% of those.
That is marginalizing. At the end of the day,
want to go ahead?
Marginalizing a community. It's marginalizing a community. I'm not sitting here trying to tell you.
They should be marginalized. We got tranny. Yes, we got tranny book tours right now where you got trans vet sites going and speaking to 5 and 6 year olds in libraries, projecting this deviant lifestyle upon them. When you're 5 and 6, you shouldn't be looking at trannies telling you about blowjobs.
Well, I don't think that's what's happening. I don't think that's what's happening.
It's not what's happening?
So
the videos that you can see, they're lying to me?
You show me, you give me some links to some videos.
Look up tranny book tours. Look up tranny Victor videos.
The other thing is, of course, Charlottesville. And I'm sure you know about it, just like I know about it and what's happening.
You're going to perpetrate that lie.
I'm not perpetrating the lie. Here's the only thing I'm saying is, if he hasn't emboldened more white supremacy groups than Obama or everybody else.
What white supremacy? How about Antifa? Should we bring up Antifa?
We can bring up Antifa.
How about
you can have a reaction to everything I'm saying, but what?
I got a reaction to everything you're saying.
But you're not denying what I'm saying. Has he emboldened?
Yes, I am.
Supremacy groups?
Yes, I am. No, he has not.
He has not. Okay.
He's denounced white supremacy groups. He's denounced anything. He's denounced it on record.
It took him forever.
Oh, the hell it did. He did it right away.
You're so worried about it taking forever to denounce Benghazi.
You obviously are not listening to the right people, pal.
I'm reading and listening, and I don't think you know who I listen to. But all I'm trying to say is, we can talk about Antifa.
There have been more than, and this is a light, 6 630 examples of left-wing political violence against threats against Trump supporters.
I'm not saying that.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, listen. We're having a civil conversation here, and that's what I want to have.
If you like to leave anything in the Bulletproof Vest Fund,
all I want to try to impart in this conversation is that there's positives and negatives, and if you are going to quote a positive and ignore the negative, then you have willful negligence. And if that is your iron curtain to have willful negligence,
I'm not a blind partisan. There are things that he does do that I do not like, and it has nothing to do with his style that you're bringing up. It has to do with policy. He's pushing 5G. I don't like that. I think that's total BS. I think we should have that tested first before we push it out on the public.
Hopefully the wall and using military money to build a wall that nobody wants.
What the hell nobody wants?
Not that nobody wants, but I'm saying most of the time in most polls, it's more people against it.
Bullshit.
Well, that's not.
Bullshit.
I don't know.
Bullshit.
Well, first of all, was Mexico supposed to pay for it, and now it's okay? We're going to take it from our military because it's
I don't care who pays for it. Build the damn thing. You cannot go walking over to Mexico and say, "Hey, take care of me."
Well, of course not. But what?
Keep fighting.
Thank you.
But listen, all I'm trying to say
Anything in the
is
Bulletproof Vest Fund is always appreciated.
it's not popular. Okay, it's not.
Bullshit! It's not popular.
It's not. It's not popular.
Bullshit. Bullshit.
If it was popular, they would have voted the money in.
You're full of crap. You have no idea. There you go. Yes, you are.
Listen, the people that voted in the Democrats in the House are full of crap too. Okay?
Yes, they are.
That was the reaction. And he didn't get the money, and now he's going against what's normally done to try to make a thing happen that voters. So you're all about voting in.
I speak to a great many people out here. Great many. I have over 1,400 videos up on YouTube.
Okay.
I probably have triple that amount that I've never posted. I speak to a tremendous amount of Latinos out here. I would say, without hesitation, 98% of them are against illegal immigration and for the wall.
I'm against illegal immigration too, but that doesn't mean I want a wall.
And for the wall. And for the wall. I've spoken to at least 24 border agents. I spoke to an ICE attorney. I've spoken to, I don't know, up to dozens of people that live right on the border. People have branches on the border. I have not run into a one of them that hasn't told me the wall would help. They need the wall. Not a one.
I understand
people that live on the border.
I really do understand that some people feel that way.
Some people, the ones that are living in it.
Right. Well, I mean, the ones that are living that close, they're going to get their homes taken for eminent domain, and so that's a whole other thing. But here's the problem I have. Regardless of whether
Black and Hispanic unemployment hit record lows under Trump, was that being insensitive to the minorities?
Which one?
Black and Hispanic unemployment hit record lows under Trump. Was that being insensitive?
Well, when you give tax breaks to
family
the
separation of detention, illegal aliens, and border exploitation under Obama and the Department of Homeland Security reached a record high. Immigration may cost Black Americans 1 million jobs.
I understand. I understand.
So are you for? Are you for bringing over cheap labor? Of
course not. I'm from Mississippi, and I do not like anybody. In fact, they just raided a chicken plant. If you saw that in the news,
half the federal arrests are related to immigration.
They just raided a chicken plant.
Yeah, I know all about that.
Did the owner of the chicken plant, who's a GOP donor, get in trouble? No. So who's hiring these people?
Oh, well, believe me, I'd like to see them go to jail. Yeah.
Exactly, they should. I'm glad you agree to that, because you just raided this place and you didn't give any penalties to the people who actually are hiring them.
Obama deported more people than any other president.
He deported. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
He was a deporter in chief. That's what he's known as. Look, I'm against illegal immigration. Our immigration system needs the wall. But how come when the reports say they're coming into ports of entry, we want to build a massively expensive wall?
The wall would help. I mean, why would you? Do you have walls on your house? Do you have doors on your house?
Of course, sir, but that's not.
Would you take them off?
You know what? If he resigns, I'll take the walls off my house. Okay? Can you get him to do that?
Good luck with that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that kind
They ain't resigning.
that
No,
kind of
believe me.
individual, that kind of individual.
Then we'll have Pence, who's a hell of a lot more conservative than he is.
My doors is not helping anything, sir. It's not helping anything when you tell somebody to take the walls off their house. We're talking about
Walls
allocating money from the military. He wants to
Mexico
take
has
money from the
walls.
military to
You
build a wall,
know, Israel
and we're
has
okay with
walls.
that.
You know,
Look, I would almost listen to build a wall, but don't take the money from our military.
why not?
Because that's not what you're supposed to do.
Why? The military's there to protect this country. Matter of fact, I would rather we protect borders all around the world, but we can't put our military on our border, protect it. I'm all for putting our military with the full force of the military.
Guard people, and $20 billion can be way better spent.
I do talk to
than
him
a
out
wall.
here. I talked to a Coast Guard guy yesterday. He
just
just got
saying.
back from Iraq, and he says, "Well, that's a stupid war. I believe that." That's another thing I'm pissed about. He ain't moving out fast enough on that. So we're protecting borders around the world with our military. So why can't we use our military on our border to protect us?
We can, but we don't need a wall.
Why not?
Because most reports say that we don't need a wall. That's what I'm saying.
Most of the reports I read say we do. Most of the people I speak to, including the border agents I speak to out here. I get it straight from the horse's mouth.
Right.
And I've spoke to 24 of them, and I haven't had one of them yet that tell me that I don't need the wall.
There's a lot of border agents, and they've interviewed, and I'm sure you're going to say it's deep state interviewing these border agents that say we could allocate that money a lot better. That's a lot.
I haven't run into one of them. I haven't seen a clip of that. Every border agent I've ever talked to, every clip I've ever seen a border agent says that he's doing the best he can with the opposition that he's getting from this Congress.
Well, that's a statement that can be really vague. On the end of that, parenthetically, you say if I had more money for more gear, not a wall. I mean, there's a lot behind that statement. It's not just. I didn't hear you say, so that guy said, build a wall across the whole border. Look, I'm not even...
You don't need a wall across the whole border. You need it across the points of entry that are easily accessed.
Okay, well, I mean, that's obviously, like I said, debatable. I've always said, my thing is, why don't we build a 20-foot long detention center where you can't get over it, you can't get, without somebody seeing you can't get through it, and I will be happy to, Trump can put his whole name across the whole 2,000
different
miles.
Areas, and this has been said, and this is being done again. I've talked
where you can put people that you're not treating them like Kate dogs. I don't care who did it. I don't care if Obama did it. I don't care if Roosevelt did it. I don't care who did it.
Have you seen the inside of these detention centers?
I have seen the inside of people that have been treated well by them and people that have been treated very poorly by them.
But I'd say build a wall. We wouldn't have to treat them any way at all.
You still would, because it's been proven that you can get over walls, you can get under walls, and you can come in on airplanes, cars.
And it's been shown where they do build the walls. The illegal immigration drops by over 90%.
They can't get jobs here. So the people who are hiring them, to me, are just as culpable.
I agree with that. There should be more enforcement on the employers.
Why aren't you out here having a sign up that says you hire illegals, you go to jail for 25 years, no questions asked?
Good idea. Why don't you make your own cart and make that sign?
I'm offering you a suggestion. And don't have something that promotes demeaning women.
Again, build your own damn site.
I'm just curious, what does this mean?
Because I used to have grab hair on here, and the politically correct police, liberal idiots. You're promoting sexual violence. Okay, so I'll put a don't grab on there. And they still get upset. Well, apparently a sense of humor went out the fucking window with the liberals.
It didn't, but you need to specify that maybe.
Oh, then how come the comedians won't do college tours anymore? Because everything's so PC. They're afraid to do. How come they stopped in Berkeley? Milo Monopolis,
people in California don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm not from California. I don't know too many people, but I can tell you this right now. People
they don't want to do it anywhere. They're just stopped.
Don't want to hear that.
There was an article in the paper today from. What was it?
It's like if I go into
Southern University.
If I go into downtown Chicago and tell people how to act, they're not going to want to hear
Mississippi. I think it might have been Mississippi. It was a Southern University. I read it this morning. I wish I could come up. Where they had the signs is that no, none of that speech here. So here you have these idiots saying they're against fascism.
But they're going to
using fascist tactics.
Right. Well, listen. Not everybody on either side knows how to go about what message they're trying to get across, right?
And what's wrong with saying what you want to say?
Well, here, I'm just saying, why don't you say, I'm promoting nonviolence against women?
Again, why don't you build your own cart and do what the hell you want?
I'm just asking because you're out here. I'm not out here promoting anything.
I'm going to take your suggestions, I'll whirl them around your head, and I'll fart them out my ass. I'm not going to do it. You build your own
I'm not saying you have to do it. I'm asking why don't you have it on here? I think I said,
because this gets a laugh.
Why don't you have here? That gets a laugh.
Yeah.
So you're willing to have a laugh to sacrifice what it may mean to the whole women?
Oh, I'm really sorry if I'm hurting someone's feelings.
I'm asking. So
I don't give a shit about their feelings. If I have to go around feeling, I got to worry about what people are going to say.
I didn't ask where you worried about their feelings.
They win. They crush free speech. I have to go around and be worried about what people say would hurt their feelings. There's nothing in the Constitution about your damn feelings.
It's not about like free speech or not. It's about
yes, it is. It's about free speech, and it is all about free speech. There's nothing in the goddamn Constitution about your feelings.
That's not.
I have the right to offend. I have the right to offend.
Legal.
Yeah,
you do have the right.
You do, and we want you to continue to have that right.
Because I can. And if you don't like it, you can walk on. You don't have to come over here and lecture to me your morality. I don't give a fat fuck about you. The hell you're not.
How am I lecturing?
You just came out and saying, maybe you ought to do this.
Why don't you have this? Why don't you have this?
And I told you to grab a laugh.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying, is that at the end of all of this, if you can get a laugh, you're willing to sacrifice whatever that means.
Whatever you think that is, that's in your mind. You're making that up. That guy there might think it's funny. Do you think this is funny?
I think that's why I just took a picture of it.
Do you think it's funny?
Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter.
Thank you. Good. Would you like to leave anything in the tip jar? Because then you'd be thought of as a liberal, You'd be a mooching liberal, right? See, I just offended a guy that we had. Is that all right? Can I do that?
I don't know. He was kind of on the fence there. He may... Look, you can offend whoever you want.
Thank you.
It's just, obviously, it's just that at the end of the day, if you're okay with that, you're okay with
yes, that. Yes, I am.
And you lay down at night and you're okay with...
Yes, I am.
With just... No matter what
and if that bothers you, I hope you cry on your pillow to sleep tonight.
Well...
I don't care.
You want to come home with me and see, that's fine. But I think you'll see that it didn't happen. But the only thing I'm saying is if you're okay with that, you're okay with that.
Yes, I am.
If you're okay with violence against women, you're okay with that.
I didn't. There's nothing. There's nothing in there that says I'm about for violence.
Well, there was nothing.
You're putting those words in my mouth.
You're telling me I'm lecturing you, and I'm not lecturing you.
You're putting those words in my mouth. I have never said I had anything.
And I've never lectured you. I asked you.
I never said it was about violence for women. You just put those words in my mouth.
I didn't put any words in your mouth.
The hell you didn't.
I just said if you're okay with that, you're okay with that.
I'm not okay with that.
You're not okay with violence against women.
Jesus Christ almighty. How many times have I got to say
because that? I have to ask it because there are certain things out here that could be interpreted that way.
That's your interpretation.
That's my interpretation.
I'm responsible for your warped interpretation.
Okay, well you said why do I come up? Why do I engage with you? Because you have something that's out here that's ability to be engaged with.
Yeah.
And then you're going to flat foot say, I don't give a damn about what anybody else
I don't give a damn
thinks.
that you're offended. I could care less about
I was offended? You put those words in my mouth. Did I say I was offended? Have I ever said I was offended?
You certainly acted like it.
I did not say I was offended at that, sir. I told you right here.
brought it up.
Why didn't I brought it up? Well, you're putting words in my mouth. Oh, you're putting words. You see how that goes, sir?
Jesus Christ, you move the
You see?
goalposts every time.
Move the
You're a
goalposts.
typical liberal.
Okay.
You just keep on moving the goalposts.
Look, just write in this book whatever you want to write, show it to whoever you want to show, and back up the willful negligence you have that encompasses this thing. That's my interpretation.
You want to debate them, Trump? Come on, you want to debate?
He's got work.
Okay, you ain't got the capability, the intellectual capability to debate me.
You got the uneducated, angry male. That's you.
I say, if I'm so uneducated, it'd be easy for you to defeat me in a conversation, but I see you as an intellectual coward walking away.
So, is this guy as exasperating as I said? Oh, God. And I actually go out there looking for this shit. All for your entertainment. You know what to do. Want me out there, contribute. Pray for me. God bless you. See you on the streets.